Ladies and gentlemen, Skelley, he's enraged. He's had a day. He's been on the road for far too long, cooped up in his car. And Skelley's going to open us up with some emotion and some anger. He's got to let it rip. What happened to you today, Zelda?
Heat him up, Skelley. Heat him up.
I got to get this off my chest. I had a great weekend. Big thanks to the Walkers, McGraws, Isaacs, all of them made me feel very at home at the lake this weekend. Very grateful for them having me. I had a wonderful time. Very relaxing, laid back. And then we got on
Lake
the road
Norris
home
Hopper?
today. Norris Lake. I believe the Norris is in front of the lake for whatever reason.
Oh, so it's Norris Hopper
That's
Lake.
Yes, that's neither here nor there. When we were coming back today, there were multiple occasions that we hit a little traffic, and you can expect that. It's holiday weekend, all that. You'll have that. You're gonna have some slow travel. You're gonna hit some places that are a little backed up. But I think the thing that has enraged me, as I texted you earlier, is the fact that it's gonna happen. But what makes it a million times worse are these assholes that they see left lane closes a mile and a half, and they just ride it out in the left lane until as long as they can until they can get over. And one, that just bottlenecks everything. And then two, I'm not even going to say anything other than just this statement because I'll have a full-blown meltdown. The people that go from the lane that it's closing into and then hop into the lane that is closing to shoot their way up there further, they can go out 93 and rot for all I care. I mean, they're the worst things imaginable can happen to these people. Like, if you're just traveling in that middle lane that it's closing into and you just ride it out, like, that's what you should do. But then you just jump out of line and try to go up 25 cars and get back in. Like, there's no reason for that. You're not really saving yourself that much time. You're just screwing everybody else.
Where do they think they're going to go?
They're going to get up about 10 or 15 cars and hop back in like it's going to save them 20 minutes. No, it's going to save you like 30 seconds and screw everybody else behind you. It's ridiculous.
So traffic is fraudulent as is. Like, I think Mike has mentioned this in the group message before. The only reason traffic happens is because people just don't know how to navigate the roads.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
I don't really, but like,
it's 2021. We have past the need to have traffic jams in normal locations. That they shouldn't happen.
Well, I think this point though, we could talk about this for hours because what frustrates me too is like in Cincinnati where you're talking about Skelley, that's been under construction for literally like 8 years.
Bro, yeah, you come
like,
out
what are we doing
onto that bridge that is like a double-decker bridge and they got like tarped off on the sides. That's been like that since I was like 6 years old. Like,
they're always painting shit.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? And you never see anybody working on it.
Yeah, it's just downright ridiculous. I had enough.
A lot of faulty parties here.
It took us 5 hours and 20 minutes to get down to the lake. It took us around 7 hours on the dot to get home. Added an hour and 40 minutes to our commute. I was very unhappy, which, all things considered, we made it safe. That's all that matters. I had a great weekend. Can't dwell on that. Had a good time with good people. That's all that matters.
I like when you go through there, like if you're heading the Kentucky route into Cincinnati and you go through Florence, and you get to that area there where like you start seeing the airport exits and whatnot. And there's so many human beings driving on that road. There's people going to Cincinnati for God knows what. There's people coming from Cincinnati probably to go back home. Then you have all these other jokers that are probably in the area for who the hell knows, going to the airport, leaving the airport. I don't know. People passing through. And there's always a lane that's shut down. There's like 8 lanes, but that 8th lane is super important apparently because 7's not enough. And then you have more bottlenecks and everything. And you just sit there. People are flying around all over the place. It's horse's ass. That stretch, you would think, like Skelley said, it's 2021. There should be no reason for traffic. We should be able to figure this out. but that's the same stretch of road that has had traffic on it for 100 years. So why does it continue to be a problem?
I would like to put some of the blame on me and Zach, because when we came down, we didn't go across that bridge. We didn't come, that's 74 or 75 or 71. It's got a 7 in it. I think it's 71, because we came down on like 74 or something, and it takes you around Great American and across the bridge right there by it, instead of the bridge past Paul Brown. And I think we would have dealt with a lot less traffic had we came back the way we went down. But for whatever reasons, the maps routed us and said that was the quickest route, which there's absolutely no way it was. That was miserable.
The bridge there by Paul Brown leaving Cincinnati to go to Kentucky is a disaster too. I've sat on that bridge multiple times, just like waiting to get across, waiting for the stupid thing to collapse.
I was going to say, it's a very sketchy bridge. We were talking about that, how it's very nerve-wracking being on that bridge.
Yeah, and there's 69 million cars just chilling.
That one's all covered up right now.
Yeah,
that's the last time I came to there. Is that the one you were talking about, Skelley?
Yeah, the one that's like double-decker. It's like,
yep.
Come on top, you come out into Kentucky. On the bottom, you go into Ohio.
You just said Ohio, like Ohio.
That's where we are.
Tanner Riley's always said that people from Southern Ohio love to say that they're from Southern Ohio, like it means something.
Joe Burrow, he's from Southern Ohio.
740, bro. Joe Burrow's my cousin, bro. Joe Burrow's my cousin.
I'm Lane Sarver's cousin. That's my only cousin.
I will say, like, Joe Burrow's kind of put it on the map, like at a national level. Like, you tell people, like, hey, like, yeah, Southeast Ohio, that's where I'm from. Then you're like Joe Burrow. They're like, oh, now I get it. Now I know. Like, so he's kind of helped us out, I guess. Not that people didn't know Southeast Ohio existed. Most don't, but shout out to Joey B.
Isn't it always funny when you, and I'm sure everyone from Southern Ohio has had this happen before, but you tell someone who's not from Southern Ohio, yeah, I'm from Southern Ohio, and they're like, oh, like Cincinnati. Or like, no, bro.
Like, no, literally as far as you can go.
Like, go down.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, have people never seen a map before?
You'd be surprised.
Like, why do we think that that's where it ends?
I don't know. It's
even
the
if
biggest
you
city
don't know,
in Southern Ohio, I guess, and I guess the southmost.
It's not even Southern Ohio. It's like Southwest.
Okay. It's the most southern large city in the state.
Sure. I'm not saying that
largest southern city.
There's obviously not any recognizable places in Southeast Ohio.
Athens.
Yeah. Which Athens is probably about parallel with Cincinnati, right? Cincinnati up a little higher, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Athens is considered southeast.
Yeah. Well, Cincinnati's probably considered southwest.
Yeah. I mean, have they ever heard of Pedro?
No.
Oak Hill?
Have they ever heard of South Point?
I mean, most southern point of Ohio.
When it comes to Athens, you would think that maybe that would be recognizable, but the only reason the reason Athens is even on the map is because OU is there, and most people don't have any idea what you're talking about when you say Ohio University.
You mean the Buckeyes?
They don't have a clue.
You mean the Buckeyes?
And you can specifically tell them, nope, it's not Ohio State, it's Ohio U, and they're like, yeah, OH, man, like, yeah, and it's like, that's not it. Like, you're not hearing what I'm saying.
The State University.
To chime in here real quick, what I love is that we preface this whole argument with, have you people ever looked at a map? And then we didn't know whether Athens or Cincinnati was more northern, and Skelley had to pull it up on a map, but continue.
Yeah. That was pretty good. No, we never said we were experts.
Welcome to the flashpoint.
I did win the geography bee, so I might have the most credentials, but I didn't weigh in on that because I didn't know the answer either. So, but yeah, what I'm saying though is what I've never understood about the Ohio State and OU dilemma that so many people seem to wrestle with in their brains is, do people have the same trouble with like Michigan and Michigan State, with all these other schools that have state and no state? Like, why is it such a difficult thing to figure out?
It probably has to do with most of these places that have Oklahoma State, Michigan State. The schools are not comparative, but they're on similar levels in the major sports. And with OU and OSU, you don't really have that. Like most, like Michigan State are both Power 5 schools in all the big sports. Oklahoma State are all Power 5 schools. Same thing, Florida and Florida State. OU and OSU, you got little MAC school and then the Buckeyes.
I hear what you're saying, but the fact remains that the schools have different names.
Correct.
So if somebody says like, oh, I go to Kentucky State, there's no reason why anyone should think that you're talking about UK in Lexington. There's zero reason to believe that.
Well, yeah.
Because that's not the name of the school. So why do we have such a hard time understanding that OU exists? Maybe I'm just butthurt. I'm like little brother syndrome, I guess, over it. I don't know. I'm fired up about it right now.
These people, they're missing out if they don't know.
A lot of
Best
anxiety.
kept secret in Ohio.
Then you guys, I'm sure, have experienced it around here. When you're in school and like you tell people, yeah, I go to OU, and they don't have a clue that there's a main campus in Athens. They just think you're talking about Southern. How does that?
I make sure to say OU in Athens.
I think that out of anything since you guys have both had meltdowns already in the first 10 minutes, I think you just triggered my meltdown, and I'll join the club. Because I don't know if there's anything that pisses me off more than when people were like, oh, so you go to the branch? No, I'm actually, and I hope this doesn't offend anyone. If it does, too bad. It will. Like, no, I actually got out of Ironton and I went and got 2 degrees and met people from across the globe. No, I didn't freaking go to high school football games that I graduated from every week. I'm sorry. Like,
LD hates Ironton.
Ain't no Kweku at the branch.
No, there's not.
There's not. Speaking, this is completely irrelevant. For those who know Kweku, they'll make this very short and sweet. Becca and I went ziplining today, and we missed a major opportunity by taking Kweku ziplining.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
We were in Athens. Like, could you imagine? That would have been hilarious, but continue.
I've never ziplined.
I haven't either.
Really? We should go.
I did the little zip line thing at COSI. I guess that kind of counts.
We should go. It's pretty fire. We were there today. It's the second time we've been there, and it's sweet. Like, you can get up to like 40 miles an hour. They're about 700 feet long. You go through the woods over the Hocking River. It's pretty sick.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, you get used to it. And
I was gonna say, it's just one of them things. Like, if you're gonna have an accident, you're gonna have an accident. Not much you can do.
Right. Like, what do? You know what I mean? It's like
people that worry about getting in airplanes when you're much more likely to die in a car crash on the way to the airport. Like,
very true.
You just gotta nut up at some point in life and do what you want to do and not have fear.
I mean, there's no
Thanks, Joe Rogan.
The thing with car crashes is people switching lanes. Back to the traffic thing. People switching lanes, not paying attention, car wreck. Next thing you know, traffic jam. You don't have planes up there switching lanes, to my knowledge. I'm sure there are like lanes and highways and whatnot in the air, if that's mapped out.
Do you think?
I do think that there's like
definitely
specific, like you don't want to smoke another plane.
You don't get in somebody else's airspace, I believe.
Yeah, like they know where everyone's at.
So. Yeah, I've never thought. I've kind of always thought about that because like there's like thousands of planes in the air at one time. Now the sky is pretty big, so
a lot bigger than Route 52.
A lot bigger than I-71 to 75 or whatever the hell you were on today.
Gee, yeah, I wish it was about twice the size of what it was.
You guys saw the video of the skydiver who got knocked out.
Dude.
I heard about it, but I did not see the actual video. The guy came and saved his ass, didn't he? Like a cameraman or something?
Yeah. One of the coolest, thankfully, one of the coolest videos I've ever seen.
I don't think you would have saw it if it didn't turn out as
correct.
It would end up on Live Leak or something.
I mean, that was crazy when they like drilled each other.
Is that dude like, I mean, obviously he's alive, but is he like okay?
I don't know.
It's about like my boy that split his pelvis in half hitting a parachute or getting his legs caught in his.
mean, they were saying that those dudes are moving. I mean, you're going pretty fast, like 200 miles an hour up there. You're falling. So
probably terminal velocity for whatever the weight of a human being is.
And dude got knocked clean out. Can you imagine being knocked out and you come to and you're like floating down the ground with a parachute attached to you? That'd be pretty sick, kind of.
No,
I know a guy that wouldn't
not
have
kinda
any
sick.
trouble. LD's boy, David Blaine.
No, we ain't talking
He
about
would
that
just
guy.
levitate down
We
to
ain't
the
talking
ground.
about
That's
that
like he
guy.
did with the balloons.
I did read on that though. Basically, if you don't pull your parachute, it has a mechanism on it that will eventually,
Like an altimeter or something.
yeah, that will eventually
Altitudeometer.
like pop it.
So
But
you get to like a certain point and it knows to just.
yeah, but like you're gonna have a much rougher landing.
Yeah, it's gonna maul
obviously.
your body whenever it pulls.
It's gonna maul your body. The landing's gonna be much tougher. So like even if that they were saying like even if that would have happened where he was unconscious floating through the sky and it popped, like not as likely that he would have survived because he'd just be lifeless when he landed.
So he could break an arm, break a leg, hit his head
Right,
still, but
right.
his body wouldn't explode.
Did you see the thing about the Blue Jackets player?
Bro,
Yeah.
not good.
What in the world? So
Brutal.
it tipped up, like a firework tipped over and basically blasted him in the chest from the way I interpreted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I guess originally they thought that he like hit his head.
They said something about he fell and hit his head at first, and then I saw another post later on saying that he took like
a mortar
firework to the chest. Yeah.
Mm.
Damn. Dude, I once saw a video on Reddit. This guy, like one of the worst things I've ever seen. I don't know how I came
Jason
across
Pierre-Paul.
Close. I mean, same deal. This guy has a firework in his hand. It goes bang, and then you hear all these girls scream, and the camera pans to him, and
they're saying, "Back up, Terry! Back up!"
Basically, like, "Yeah, back it up, Terry. What are you doing, Terry?" His fingers are. I mean, there's nothing there. It's just like blood, and he's screaming and yelling, and they like toss him in the back of Skelley's S-Dime and roll out.
I can't tell you I've ever lit or used a firework anything more powerful than a sparkler or a poppet.
What's like the
little snap things that you throw and
like Miles had the other day.
He did.
Always like throwing those things at nighttime because you could actually see it.
See the little
explode.
spark. Yeah,
that's always pretty dope. Did you guys like run around and do firecrackers and whatnot like during the summertime when you were a little kid?
I played with sparklers. That's about it.
Yeah, we had like firecrackers, sparklers, the poppets, but we didn't do anything more than.
LD was probably shooting bottle rockets that people don't like.
We did have bottle rockets.
I was never allowed to play with bottle rockets, probably with good reason.
You'd have probably been like shooting them off your hill down at 93.
Down in the 52, or 93, not 52. Shooting them at incoming cars.
If anyone is curious, the Punisher just hit a triple. Go Reds.
Yeah, I'm looking over there. I was trying to figure out how he ended up over there.
Starting to figure it out.
That's probably his first triple ever, I'd have to say.
There we go. There's another one. Supposedly, Tyler Naquin's name is not Tyler Naquin.
Do what?
Like
it's Naquin is what Votto said at the beginning of the year, but they continue to pronounce it Naquin.
Yeah,
Votto literally like the first week of the season was like, no, it's Naquin.
Apparently, he's cool with them saying Naquin though, because his whole career that's what he's been called. So he's just like, "Yep, that's my name."
It's like people at work call me James. Who the hell's James?
You still haven't like told them like that's not what it's all about?
Nah. When I go to first shift, I assume that. I mean, I don't assume, but I think I'll probably try to tell them on the first day, like, hey, even though my lab coat says James, call me Seth.
No Skelley?
I mean, if they'd like, I don't really care. I've got to the point that I don't really double take anymore when I hear James.
What do you mean by lab coat?
Like a lab coat, like a fire retardant coat that hangs down to my knees,
So
like I'm
like
Dexter's
Dexter?
laboratory. Yeah.
Same wavelength.
I mean, that's pretty fire.
Always. It is. It's pretty dope. I'm gonna have to take like a photo shoot with it. I'm gonna bring one home.
Can you get up? Can we get like Flashpoint lab coats and just wear
Lab
them?
coats, that'd be pretty sick. We'll
get
have
our
to
logo
holler
just
at
put
like
on 'em.
Centos. See if Centos can hook us up.
Skelley's had this job for over half a year now, and I'm still not fully sure what he does every day.
I don't know if he knows.
Yeah, I don't. Ron was kind of asking me about that this weekend. He was like, yeah, you talk about like on Flashpoint, like you don't know what you're really doing. You don't do much sometimes. Like, you ever worry that like your people you work with are going to hear this? I was like, well, first off, I don't really advertise it to anybody. And second off, I really don't know what I'm doing a lot of the times. So I'm still learning as I go, basically. Like, it's been 6 months, but still don't really have all the ins and outs figured out. Learn more every day.
I mean, even if you don't know what you're doing, if the results are coming back the way that the company desires, who's going to care?
I haven't blew anything up yet. There's been probably 20 or so things blow up since I've been there.
Really?
And yeah.
So what happens when somebody blows something up?
Yeah, like what sort of quote blow up are we talking about?
Kind of protocol.
Like,
so like, it's basically like you can be across the plant and something blows up and it'll sound like a 12 gauge shotgun just got shot right beside you. Like, it is very, very loud.
That'd stress me out.
Yeah. So when you hear a boom, everybody kind of drops what they're doing and goes and makes sure there's no like body parts or anything laying around. Just make sure everybody's all good.
Have there been any casualties since you started working?
Nah. Most of the times when there's things that blow up, it's during a burn-in or something, and you're just sitting at your computer throwing up load on it, and it can't really handle. Hey, I saw that. Chill.
What's he doing? I didn't see him.
He just reacted to load. Like, that's funny or something.
I don't know. Is it?
It's a resistive load. Just
Continue.
Kilowatts. But basically, you're just at a computer throwing up some resistive load on a unit while it's getting DC power, and the boosters can't handle it, and it goes boom.
So I love that Skelley is based. What company do you work? Vertiv.
Yes.
Skelley has basically insinuated that the Vertiv workplace has like bombs going off like he's in Afghanistan, and like, I mean, you after it happens, you just look around for body parts.
You don't really look around for body parts, but you just drop what you're doing and go make sure like it's all good. Like, see what blew up, where it blew up, and just see what the person was doing when it blew up.
Got to go find our fallen comrade.
Like, at any given day at work,
every time
the resistive load just blew up.
Skelley walks into one of their big warehouses, rooms, or whatever. There's just, you have to try to identify the bodies. He's looking at people's teeth, their dental records and whatnot. He's got a tough task.
Lives a hard life there. He does, man. Thank you for your service, Skelley.
Hey, I go work every day and just hope to come home safe.
Speaking of service, did you do Boy Scouts, Skelley?
I did.
For how long?
You know this. I was a Cub Scout from the time I was old enough to be in Cub Scouts to when I started playing middle school sports. I told my mom, like, hey, I'm playing real sports now. I can't be leaving practice 20 minutes early to go to my Boy Scout meeting on Mondays at 7 or whatever. Like, playing middle school sports, I kind of got to be at every practice. So I'm out.
Troop 169.
It's 106, I believe.
Have we talked about your Boy Scout career?
Yeah, we talked about me hiking and stuff in New Mexico.
Yeah, we did talk about hiking.
And you mentioned
the Pinewood Derby and the Rain Gutter Regatta and all that.
That's right. You had a very illustrious career.
Dinners.
A very illustrious career.
Couple trips to Camp Oyo.
Do you have any pictures of you in your like little uniform?
My scout uniform? I'm sure I can get my mom.
Oh, we need that. I need that.
I'll
Did you have a bunch of little badges and stuff?
Oh, I had some badges.
Man, I bet you look sick.
What was your archetype?
I did. I had a sash. What?
What was your archetype?
Archetype?
Yeah.
6'6" shooting guard, pure sharp.
That took me a second.
Kratz, if he listens to this, he'll say, "Oh, Skelley had badges. What one you have?" He had
Catch
Hall
and
of Fame.
release.
Yeah,
he
Hall
had
of Fame sharpshooter.
Skelley had legendary dumbass.
Legendary green bean jeans.
I still have that to this day. That don't go out of style. Don't have to renew that one.
Do they like kick people out of Boy Scouts when they get to a certain age? Like if you're not like meeting the requirements to like work your way up the ladder?
I don't know about that. I know like once you get to like the age that you got to quit doing it if you don't have your Eagle Scout, well, too damn bad.
Yeah, what is after the Boy Scout?
I mean, I think you just become like a leader of some sort. You can continue to be like a mentor to the younger generation, I guess.
Huh.
What's the order of operations? So there's like Cub Scout, isn't there like a tiger?
Yeah, so like it's like tigers, wolves, bear, Weebelo, and then Boy Scout, I believe.
What the hell is a Weebelo?
I'm not sure. I think it might have to do with like following or something. I feel like I've heard that before. Like Weebelo is like some sort of word for following, maybe. I can look it up.
I would have requested to skip that.
I think that's the last one before you become a Boy Scout. Like right before you get to middle school, you're a Weebelo, and then you become a Boy Scout.
Don't you have to do like a bunch of special projects and whatnot, like construct a peace pole or something, or
yeah, stuff like that.
Like clean up trash on 52, build a statue, something like that. Are you looking it up right now, Jamie?
I'm looking up the meaning of a Weebelo.
I'd like to see the hierarchy of Boy Scout ship.
Just gotta make sure you get your Gatorade boost.
Yeah, if you're gonna go to the
Hit
park,
the
you gotta
treadmill.
have your Gatorade boost. I sent my mom a text and asked her to send me the pictures. She said, "I will. When do you need them by?"
Now.
Right now.
Okay, Weebelo stands for We Be Loyal Scouts.
Are you serious?
So it's not like I was thinking a Weebelo was like an animal.
That's what I was thinking.
That's kind of what I thought too originally, I believe, probably.
I'm shocked that we're on the same wavelength there and not have a damn clue what we're talking about.
I was thinking
a Weebelo does kind of sound like some sort of like
a groundhog,
a Wolverine. Yeah, yes, that's kind of the same thing. Like
some sort of small rodenty.
I was thinking it was kind of going to be like a koala bear,
like in a tree.
That's kind of what I pictured a Weebelo as, but hey, to each their own.
My mom said she can have them to me tomorrow.
Well,
I love
we'll still take them.
Mid Flashpoint episode, just texting Kim.
If she can get them to me in the morning, I'll see about making that like the poster graphic for the episode.
That would be pretty sick.
If it looks cool.
I'm sure I'll look sick.
I'm kind of picturing it like the little kid in Up.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll have like a pocket knife or something.
Were you fat when you were in Boy Scouts, or were you?
I think that was the beginning of me like starting to become bigger. Okay. I think that was around the milkshake period that I was too small. wasn't hitting any bombs in minor league baseball, and Big Jim wasn't having it. He's like, "You're gonna have to put on some meat, son. You want to hit the ball to the outfield. Go get milkshakes after the games and practices." Yep, that turned out real well. Thanks, Dad.
That's what I was always told too, to try to get me to eat, that I wouldn't be able to hit the ball out of the infield.
Yeah. And then you just end up being fat and having a stupid bowl cut for 22 years. So be happy you turned down the milkshakes, Flea.
I like milkshakes. I drank them back in the day.
Flea did have a bowl cut, but he didn't. He didn't get fat.
No.
Yeah, it's all right. We're figuring it out.
I didn't know that there were different eras of Skelley, like this milkshake era. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I used to be a little feller.
Hey, Skelley did used to be a little guy.
Yeah, I was like real scrawny, like see my ribs type shit. Then I beeped up because I wanted to hit the ball out of the infield. I didn't have the wheels when I still was slow as shit when I was skinny. So I didn't have wheels. I couldn't beat out infield singles.
That's kind of a bad combo. We always say, like, if you're skinny and you're slow.
Yeah.
What
are you good for? Yeah. What are you good
that's
for?
not good.
And then I got big and slow and I still wasn't strong. What the hell?
Yeah. And if
I should have been taking creatine when I was 7 instead of milkshakes.
Get your arms real big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Creatine, get my arms real big.
Yeah, if you're gonna be fat, you at least gotta be strong.
Yeah, you gotta be able to hit bombs so they can't throw you out.
That's the entire point of being fat when you're like 11.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason that it's good to be fat when you're 11, because you can't even swing at any pitch that's not right down the middle, but when you hit it, it's always a home run.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the case.
I would argue most fat kids in Little League struck out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they didn't have any range of motions.
Yep. But everybody always thought they were really good.
Yeah, you make back up, big hitter.
If he gets a hold of one.
Well, he ain't ever getting hold of one except about 3 times a year.
I'd be at shortstop playing back in the grass like he was gonna shoot a rocket at me.
If he gets a hold of it,
whoever that guy is.
Oh, we all know who that guy is. Everybody knows who that guy was.
I'm picturing several people in my head.
Yeah,
right
there's
now.
all kinds of those guys.
Yeah. But if he gets a hold of it, I'm still waiting for them to get a hold of it. And I'm 26 years old.
Yeah, they never really proved that they could hit the ball hard.
I never really got a hold
just
of
assumed.
it. But just wait.
So you guys obviously know I was at Kings Island over not the weekend, but on Friday. Is there anything you'd like to know about the experience? We've talked about Kings Island on here before. The one thing I will say that it did not live up to was the fact that it was not the hottest day of all time. It was a very pleasant day in Mason, Ohio. The one thing that I will say,
the Viking ship.
Oh, dude,
that's kind of punk ass.
Worst ride of all time.
That's like the easiest ride to like get on if you're like not in the big rides. I feel like.
Yeah, my mom.
Because you're not really looping or doing anything. You just kind of sway back and forth, and then you're done.
Just don't feel safe on it.
I guess you're a little guy, easy to be thrown.
Me and Spark got on the Wind Seeker at the end of the
Is that a new one?
night. So it's basically drop zone, except they put you on, you're like dangling on a swing. And they take you up and then they spin you around. And it's the worst.
Did you ever ride the Superman ride at Camden Park? That was actually pretty sick.
That's Camden
what that
Park?
reminded. Yeah, like you like laid down, and it was kind of like one of those things that goes up and spins around, and you're like laying on your chest and like flying around.
I don't know if I've ever been on the Camden Park Superman ride.
It was way in the back past the Swans and stuff, behind the log ride and everything.
I know where the Swans are at.
Back there where the
stop looking
like
at
the
me, Swan.
I think what's the one that's like it's shaped like an egg and you sit inside of it and it spins around in a circle and
the tilt-a-whirl?
The Big Dipper?
Not the tilt-a-whirl, not the Big Dipper. You're literally
bullseye.
You're sitting. No, not the bullseye. That's my favorite ride there. That thing's awesome. I'd ride that 1,000,000 times every time I'd go.
I bet your head felt great.
Yeah, real good. It's literally you sit in an egg and it goes in a circle.
The scrambler.
No, the scrambler's the one that like you're sitting down and it spins as it spins. I'm finding a picture of it. Continue your conversation.
Is it like the rip, rattle, and roll or something?
That might be it.
There's something.
No. That was the thing in a little like the carts in the back behind the Big Dipper where they had like the little dinosaur museum. That was like the rip, rattle, and roll, I believe.
I'm trying to think. I haven't been to Camden Park since like 1969, bro. I don't know what's going on. LD, didn't one of your teachers like work there? He was like a legend there or something.
Yeah.
What?
So what? He was either my 10th. No, he'd have been my 11th. He taught algebra 2, 11th grade algebra 2 at Rock Hill. I believe he still teaches there. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not very in tune with the staff of Rock Hill High School these days, but yeah, he was like like one of the managers of
Found it.
Cannon Park. We'd always clown him.
I think it's pretty sick.
Oh, this is a tilt-a-whirl.
That was my first guess. So
Yeah,
you're
I
saying
didn't know
that's
it.
your favorite ride, or like what are you?
No. I was saying that the Superman ride was behind it, back behind the Swans.
I don't know.
Do they still have the log flume?
Bro, the log flume was the worst because it wasn't like anything exhilarating about it. You just got soaked, and then you're just walking around with
Balls.
swamp ass the rest of the day.
Yeah, here's my thing with like log rides and like all those other malarkey rides. Why on heaven's earth?
What was your voice right there?
Why would you think it's a good idea to go get absolutely soaked and then just continue about your day?
The one at Disney is awesome. The one at Disney is absolutely
I know,
enormous.
Yeah, me too. I was trying to get Spark to ride Whitewater Canyon with me, and he wouldn't do it.
That one is pretty fun. Is that the one
So
that's
you guys
like
were
it's
going
like
to
a
ride
circle?
it and just walk around like soaked the rest of the day?
I'd rather walk
I
around
wanted to do it
soaked than
early.
hop in the family dryer. Those things are
Yeah.
nasty. If you get in the little drying machine, ew.
Let me tell you, when it comes to stuff like that, those little goofy money makers at Kings Island is full on robbing people now. Listen to what they now do. And I don't know how new of a thing this is because I hadn't been there in a long time. But see, normally you get on the roller coaster, you like have a bag with all your shit, and you can put it in the little cargo bin. They have them numbered like 1, 2, 3. Then you ride the ride, get off, you can get your shit and move on. Here's what they do now. They say on the newer roller coasters, so they have this roller coaster called Orion. They have, of course, like Diamondback, things like that. On the newer roller coasters, can't bring a bag with you. Can't do it. So they have now set up these complexes of lockers where you go rent a locker for like an hour for like $2. So if you're like, well, I'm going to ride the Diamondback, well, I'm going to have to go put my stuff up for an hour. It's going to cost you $2. And everyone's doing that. So they're literally printing money off the fact that they said, you know what, we're no longer going to allow you to put stuff in the bin. You're going to put it in this locker and pay us to do it. Because everybody's walking around Kings Island with a bag. It's unreal. It's also genius.
Schemers, bro.
Talking about the drying machines just pulled a memory from the stem of my brain.
Okay.
Did you ever go to the mall with your boys and hop in the tornado simulator?
Yeah.
Bro, that was just pulled from the deepest abscesses of my brain.
They also
Why do you
like
have
the home run
abscesses
derby
in
thing.
your brain?
You remember like the home run derby thing, the batting cage?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but the
Huntington
damn
Mall had one.
tornado machine.
Dude, the
What a
tornado
gimmick.
machine.
Yeah, you'd
Hop
stand in
and it just
there.
blows wind real fast.
It would tell you, like,
Whoa.
76 mile an hour wind, 80 mile an hour wind, F5 tornado. It was sick. And people would just sit there and look at you while you stood there all.
Where can we buy one of those? Like, I
That
just
would be
want one
awesome.
like outside my house. They've got to have them somewhere. I'm looking it up.
You think the tornado simulator is literally the exact same thing as the family dryer at Kings Island?
Yep.
It just has an announcer.
I'm trying to think what else malls had that used to be sick. Do they still do like the massage chair line? You'd sit in that
Yeah.
leather chair and it actually didn't feel good at all. You'd pay
No,
like
All
a
right, we
dollar.
can
Like
get a
somebody's
tornado
beating the hell out of
we
you.
can get a tornado simulator for as low as $265 per month.
Oh hell! Oh, I thought it was
That all per
265
month.
total.
I was gonna
Per
say
month.
I'll literally buy one right now if I can get that for $265. I swear on everything, I would buy that immediately.
Well, how
Dude.
many months do we have to pay for it, or is this just
Yeah, is it
they
like rent
rent it
to
out?
own? Yeah, is this rent to own? Because
I don't know. It says we're subject to credit approval. That's all it says.
imagine my tornado machine got repoed. Couldn't keep up with the payments.
Do they still have those big games in the mall that you could win like an Xbox? you had the blocks, and they would go back and forth, and you had to stop
yeah.
and stack it all the
They
way
used
to
to have
the
that
top.
at B-dubs.
Yeah, they had one at B-dubs.
You know the worst game like that ever is the damn keyhole one. The one where you like got to line the key up with the hole, and if it goes in, like the prize drops. You can't win those. That's
There's
impossible.
Zero chance.
No.
Speaking of games like this, I was telling Becca about how our virtual horse we're virtually millionaires now off virtual horse racing. In case anyone needed an update.
We've hit a heater.
We've cracked the code.
You may have to go get Myers real quick. Is he home?
I believe he may be in bed. He was at the gym when I was at the gym. There's a gym reference for the guys that were talking shit. Talking all that smack.
He just had another win. Pace of Play just won, according to Myers.
Oh, he might be oh my God, we just got back-to-back wins.
Go ahead, LD.
But I was explaining to Becca about how basically we've made it in the virtual horse racing game, and we're all probably going to be quitting our jobs here soon. And she says, when you first started this, I kind of thought it was like that claw machine that they would have at like arcades and stuff that you just like never win. And there's no rhyme or reason as to why you didn't win. And I was like,
there's a rhyme and reason. It's because the claw never actually closes. It goes down and it acts like it closes, then it opens back up before it even starts pulling up.
It has no sturdiness to be able to hold any actual weight.
No.
Right.
If it would stay closed, you could get stuff, but literally it as soon as it starts pulling up, it opens up a little bit and then allows it to slip off.
It's like trying to pick something up with 2 spaghetti noodles. It's not going to happen. Yeah, the spaghetti noodles open and close.
When you're moving the thing around, when you're moving it to like drop it down, but when you click the button to drop it, the thing's literally up there rattling around. Like, you think that thing's going to be able to pick up a teddy bear or a Xbox 360?
I did see somebody on TikTok the other day that he's like a professional arcade game player like that. Like games that when you win prizes, he like just goes around and wins prizes and shit like that. Like
how did you become good at that?
I don't know. I guess he just spends a lot of quarters on claw machines and arcade games like that.
Does he have a tornado simulator?
I don't know, but we need to find somebody that has one unless somebody wants to pitch in to help us rent one for $265 a month.
Do arcades still exist? Like, do people go to arcades and play pinball?
I guarantee you there's about 1 billion of them going in Gatlinburg right now. They love having big arcades on their little go-kart tracks and all that stuff.
For sure. Dude, people love go-karts, bro. You can't go to Tennessee without freaking...
I can't say I've ever done go-kart racings outside of was it Billy Bob's that had it or the other one?
Adventure Kingdom, bro.
Adventure Kingdom, yeah. Yeah, Adventure Kingdom's like the only place I've ever drove go-karts.
Whatever happened to Adventure Kingdom? Is it done?
It's been done for a long time, bro.
So, like, what took its place? Where's the Jungle Gym and everything?
I don't know. Like, what do they do with all that stuff?
They rent it out for $265 a month.
I would just like to know where that 3-story Jungle Gym went.
I'd like to have the little game where you throw the balls in like the fat person's belly. That game was awesome.
Do what?
You never played that one?
I mean, I think
it was like a ball pit ball, like a bunch of ball pit balls, and you threw them in like a fat person's belly.
Sick.
It was fun.
You know what I always thought was really cockamamie when it comes to arcade games and stuff? And you see this at like fairs and Kings Island type places, is the one where you're on this turret and you're shooting a stream of water at this dot.
They have it at Gaddyland, bro. Y'all could both catch the smoke at Gaddyland on that
What's the deal? I don't understand it. Like, everyone starts out and hits the same thing. So how do you know who's going to win?
Yeah.
You gotta have a steady stream, bro.
I forgot about that one, bro.
I've never.
Here's another one. Did you ever go to Camden Park and pay to shoot the little Tommy gun at the target? Nobody ever knocked out the whole star.
I never did that. You could
send Chris Kyle in there, and he wouldn't hit the whole star with the little Tommy gun thing at Camden Park.
I don't know what you're even
Kyle.
talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about? Does LB know what I'm talking about?
I need more detail.
Okay, it's like it was across from the haunted house. There's a little booth, and they give you a little tiny miniature machine gun that shoots like BBs. And they had a target on the wall that was a star, like a piece of paper with a star on it. And you had to shoot. It was like a Tommy gun.
Yeah.
And you had to shoot the star out.
You
Nobody ever won that.
Chris Kyle could not win that.
Elite military trained veterans could not do that. I'm convinced. It's not possible.
I bet we could get Monster C. He could probably win.
Oh, I'd say he could.
He stays sharp under chaos.
I just realized that the underscore is.
That's exactly what it represents.
Together.
Yeah. Stay sharp under chaos.
I'm going to need a second.
Yeah.
You're talking about a man who vanished from our apartment. What else would you expect, Skelley?
Legitimately.
Literally phased through the wall.
Yeah.
Literally.
I'm going to change the subject here, but and we talked about this, and I just had to get off my chest today. I was talking about somebody with it again. There was nothing more frustrating back in the day than going jean shopping.
Oh yeah.
Jean or shoe shopping. And I mean, because here's the thing. It would always turn into just a huge ordeal with you and your mom about.
I could tell countless stories of me and my mom having disputes because I didn't want to go into the changing room and try on a pair of jeans.
Yes, bro.
Every time. I didn't want to try on the jeans. Just we'll buy the jeans, and if they don't fit, we can take them back.
What brand were you guys rocking? Like Arizona, Levi's?
Aeropostale at first, and then I realized those were kind of punk ass, and I switched to American.
Yeah, it kind of depends what phase you were in.
Yeah, like I wore like track pants until I was like 12 years old.
Like faded glory.
Like just straight up like wind pants at all times.
Or what? You didn't wear jeans?
Wait, isn't Faded Glory a band?
Faded Glory's like knockoff.
Faded Glory's like a clothing brand, yeah.
I thought it was okay, yeah.
That would be a sick band though.
Were you guys wearing like boot cut?
Oh, for sure.
Still rock the boot cut.
We were out 93. You think we had anything but boot cut?
I figured you had like the skinnies with the rips in them. That Spark loves
That's
those.
what you wear. That's what you wear.
I have not worn a pair of ripped jeans in more than 2 years.
Would you like to elaborate on how you got roasted for wearing those ripped jeans?
The only time I've ever worn ripped jeans in my life was the day that we went to Hooters and we had the largest debacle of all time trying to figure out where y'all were on the way back from Nashville. That's literally the only time in my entire life I've worn ripped jeans, and I had the damn anybody but Jeff turtleneck on.
Well, see, I wasn't originally clowned for the ripped jeans, and if I was, it was behind my back, rightfully so. And then eventually it came to light because I think Spark knew that he needed to just help. He needed to intervene. It was just like you're wearing ripped jeans. Like, what's that all about? You know? Then I started getting a little self-conscious about them. Also, Spark tried to proclaim that they were light colored. They were not. They were dark blue jeans with holes in them. Anyways. And so I retired them. I actually couldn't tell you where they're at. I don't know where they are. Actually, I think I put them in a trash bag when I was moving out of Evansville as like a trash bag for clothes that need to go. So I no longer wear them.
Bro. I would have rocked them.
Skelley, you're gonna need like a whole new wardrobe, bro.
I really am. I got this sick new t-shirt today. It's pretty fire. Tiki
all those XL Tri-Village shirts I got you. We're gonna need to get to you some smalls.
You can't be like another guy we know that has stuff.
Can't be rocking clothes that are way too big for you. It's not a good look.
It's tough. Even though
I'm in the process of acquiring new things, so just as we go.
Did you guys ever wear South Pole?
Refilling the closet.
Absolutely not.
Jean shorts.
Now, did you guys wear
here's a
like
good
Echo
one.
brand?
Here's a good one.
Echo, bro.
LD, JP, you may as well. Have you ever seen the ice cream shoes? They were like skate shoes, and they were like a bunch of wild collars.
Bathing apes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Is what they were called.
It's not Bape stuff, but it was ice cream. Like that was the brand of shoes. They were like skate shoes. Well, whenever I had my ingrown toenail issues, my mom, Dr. Ing basically said I should start wearing shoes with wider like toes because that was the cause of my ingrown toenails apparently because my shoes were too tight.
Right.
So my mom was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you some skate shoes." So she was trying to get me to get those one time, and I thank God, myself, anybody that's ever done anything for me for not having to wear those, because if I would have got those, I would never forgive myself. Can you imagine me walking around in those?
I wish you had some now.
I might get some now that I think about it. Bring them back. I'll pull them up here. I know exactly the pair she tried to get me to get.
Did you like try them on and everything?
Yeah. They're literally these.
Bro. Okay.
Bro.
You can't be wearing that.
Seeing me pull up in those?
It looks like someone killed Barney.
Middle school me.
Oh, you definitely would have tried to convince yourself that they were fire.
That looks like something a mascot would wear.
Unbelievable.
That would have been shameful. But you pride yourself and, think of yourself as a man of faith. So you would not stoop to that level.
Hey.
About the Reds. Are we allowed to talk about them?
I think we could finish up the episode and just talk about how hype we are that the Reds are worth a hell.
LD doesn't seem like he wants to comment.
I have something to say. Why do people go to sporting events if, number one, they don't have the slightest clue what's going on? And number two, they don't even watch the damn game.
Oh, take a book to read or something.
They're reading a Kindle.
It's mind-boggling, especially baseball game. Baseball's the worst. Baseball's my favorite sport, but
did you see the dad had his baby in a beer, and he dropped the baby, caught the foul ball, and then caught the baby? That happened over the weekend.
I did not.
I gotta find. There was the biggest just blowout on Twitter about like just absolutely people hammering each other over like people saying, "Oh, if this was my husband, I'd divorce him immediately," and all. It was absolute just all out war on the
Was
post.
the baby hurt?
The baby was not hurt. He caught it. He caught the ball, then caught the baby. It was incredible. It was an absolute display of athleticism.
Yeah, that's just a dad move.
Seen. Yeah, they were like, I don't care that it's reflexes. You don't. The baby is the most important thing. Like, don't ever try to do this.
Those are people who don't know what the hell
reflexes.
they're talking about when it comes to anything. They probably never attended any baseball games in their cods.
Dude, we ran into some absolute goobers at the game this weekend. People just didn't even have a clue what was going on.
Reds games are notorious for people like that.
Oh, dude, it's unbelievable.
Was it a sellout again yesterday? Friday was first sellout of the year, 40,000.
I don't think it was a sellout on Saturday. It was pretty close, but like the upper deck area had some open spots, but everywhere else was pretty packed. But yeah, the Reds won again tonight while we were live on air here.
6 back.
6 back. We're starting to get healthy, allegedly.
4 games over 500.
I don't know if that's a good thing. We're getting
too many cooks in the kitchen is a thing. That's what they say.
We're getting cats like Michael Lorenzen coming back.
He'll do it again.
I don't know if that's good or not, but
let's see this guy's catch, Skelley.
It's absolutely unbelievable.
Well, he has his other arm there. It's not like the baby was going to nosedive.
Well, that's how it seemed. but he was holding on to the beer, like pretty incredible.
The first reply under this is our boy Drew Young and says, "Baby would have landed the fall with those genetics."
Good point.
I support it.
How about the Red social media team? They absolutely kill it.
They're back.
They kill it, man.
Used to be the worst in the league.
They just hit us with www.redswinagain.com. Like that's awesome. Great content. They were talking. They did some Kanye lyrics the other night after the sweep.
Do you think there's a rule in the social media department that says like no references to the man of faith?
I could see that being a thing. I feel like they probably will allude to it, maybe.
I don't know. I think they want to cut all ties with the man of faith.
Well, they wouldn't have tweeted the home run if they didn't want that, because they got about 1,000 replies of it.
Well, you can't not tweet a tying home run.
I don't know.
Man of faith or not.
Go look at the replies to that tweet.
Oh, I've been reading them.
I saw this is another team's account, but the Seattle Mariners. I don't know if you guys saw this, and this isn't even.
Oh
funny,
yeah,
but it is funny. They tweet, "Please don't try to eat 76 hot dogs at the ballpark.
Well,
today.
you're a Tiger.
You can't do it." And the Detroit Tigers replied, "We say go for it." The Seattle Mariners reply, "Easy for you to say. You're literally a Tiger."
Like, I mean, yeah,
that's not even funny, but it is, because we're idiots and we think that's funny. So I got a chuckle out of that.
Well, it seems like we're all kind of just don't really have much to say. We're just kind of sitting here blabbering on about nothing.
Yeah, we got 8 minutes left. I don't think we need to fill all 8 minutes. We can go ahead and wrap her up. That was episode 49. Incredible.
3 weeks.
Haven't missed a week. Let's keep it rumbling.
52's coming up. We got some special things. If you made it this far,
and you haven't checked us out on YouTube, past 2 episodes went up there. This one will go up there if you want to look at our dumb faces while we say dumb things.
Or hot faces. I think we're hot.
I mean, a little bit.
Do we want to celebrate the year on episode 52, or do we want to celebrate that the first week of August? Because that's when we released our first episode last year. That would be a full calendar year.
What if we had the people vote?
Yeah. We can figure it out. I feel like it would make more sense to do like the actual calendar year.
I guess we could do a 50-second episode, the kind of ordeal, and then the year anniversary of the return.
Which I guess it doesn't really matter, because the 52nd episode is going to be the last week of July anyways. That one will have to be filmed when I'm in Hilton Head. So that'll be
maybe Chad Dowry will be there.
When are you going to Hilton Head?
Last week of July, the 24th is when we take off.
I'll be there.
What do you mean?
Me and Beck will be there.
We're going Hilton Head?
We're going like the 29th, 30th, and 31st, I think.
Well, I'll be there the 29th and 30th. We need to link up with Dooms.
Man.
And the beach douche.
See if Ryan Seacrest is there.
I'm not Ryan Seacrest, bro.
You have to look for his eyes, bro.
Nah, you can't.
All right. Go Bucks, by the way. Go Bucks.
Yep. Tui Maloau. Have fun saying that, Gus and Joel.
You guys take care.
Take care. Be seeing you.